Hello and welcome to the Cinema1one Podcast. My name is Mark Wooldridge, your host, and today I am joined by some guests. They're not special guests, they're just guests.
My mum calls me special.
So does mine.
Hey!
Woo, let's go. I'm joined today by Oscar Hannington
Hello.
and Christian Rudd.
What's up?
So, boys, we are filmmakers.
We are.
Are we filmmakers?
I mean, I
Trying
am.
to. Well, you are.
Are we?
I know you
yeah,
are.
yeah, sure. Yeah, IMDb says you are, so yes.
If anyone's confused what the fuck's going on, Oscar, Christian, and I all do TAFE together. We do the diploma course, film and television, for 2019 at the moment. We're halfway through our course, and we've been friends for how long? 6 months.
Same time? Same time.
I like
Same time?
to be
Exactly.
friends for eternity, but
I feel like it's
It's
meant
kind of
to
gay.
be.
But anyway, it's probably meant to be, yeah.
probably.
We can be Romeo and Juliet, but without the sad ending.
But that's two. That's two people, and then who would be?
There's like
Is there a third?
that just shows-
Romeo and Juliet and
Harold.
Juliet. Harold.
Barry.
Barry.
Nice one, Barry.
What have you boys been up to?
I mean, we just had holidays, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
we did
about
have
to go
holidays.
on holiday, which is pretty good.
It's like an extra holiday.
I got holiday, and then I got TAFE, and then I got holiday.
Yeah.
I'm living the dream.
Nice. You are living the dream. Where are you going?
I'm going to Germany for 2 weeks.
Wow, really?
So, yeah, my girlfriend's from there.
That's
Weirdly
nice.
enough, people call her German. I find it offensive, but she's okay
That's
with it.
where she's from.
There's a bit of a history, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Mm.
how dare you call me German? I'm a person of the world. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're going there for a wedding, 2 weddings, a wedding and a wedding anniversary. So it's one wedding,
Mhm.
which should be pretty good. I'm excited for that.
It'll be good.
Excited for that. Last time I went to Germany was actually just last Christmas. So I was there for Christmas and New Year's, and the Christmas.
That's
Continue.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
gonna be really good. That's gonna be a good editing break for you.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
So I was there for Christmas, and the Christmas, like Boxing Day, they actually celebrate their proper Christmas.
Mm.
So we went round to her grandparents' house, and the grandparents had or basically all the family around.
Mm.
So Connie's cousins came around, and this one cousin, Sebastian, who's getting married in August, that's his wedding. He brought around a whole bunch of beers from around Europe and from Germany.
Okay.
Because Connie told him that I like Australian beers. I love Australian beers.
Mhm.
So he wanted me to get into German beers. Not a big fan, I'll be honest. German beers, they all sort of taste a bit the same.
It's probably why everyone like just loves it or something.
Yeah, well,
especially in
it's-
Germany.
They have this rule. It has to be 4 ingredients. It's like water, yeast, barley, and hops.
Okay.
They can't add anything else. But in Australia, we add extra hops to make it an IPA, or we add fruit, like grapefruit, orange, whatever.
Make it more
That's
pale.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We make it more interesting, but Germans...
That's
are
why
basically-
Australians are interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
better
'cause
than
we
Germans,
have
for
good
sure.
beer.
Yeah, and we get alcoholics. Anyway.
Anyway, so they made it their mission to get me shit-faced. Get me really drunk. So I'm excited
Being
to see
there,
what happens
end up
this
inside
time.
the freeway. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I ended up outside throwing up inside a fish pond. And
okay.
I'm excited to see what
What'd you do?
happens
I cannot relate to either of these.
at this wedding, to see if I get shit-faced at this wedding. I'm looking forward to it. as well.
I object.
Yeah, you're just gonna be that arsehole in the corner who's like, no.
What?
No, it's like wedding crashes. What was it called? Wedding crashes?
Wedding crash.
Yeah, Owen Wilson.
Well, they said, I was told that a popular celebratory drink is Jaeger. But I'm
yeah.
so used to Jaeger just doing Jaeger bombs. Where you drop a shot in Red Bull,
Yeah.
they just sip the motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, you just...
I cannot. Yeah.
Yeah, you just down that
That
shit.
just seems like it's just.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be dangerous. I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
So, boys, I've got a few notes here, actually. Just basic filmmaking news has been happening over the last few months, because this is a filmmaking podcast.
This is a filmmaking podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a randomized later. Oscar
we
will
don't
tell
talk-
some stories eventually. I've been hyping it up for a bit, but Oscar, a bit of context before us all, Oscar is older than both of us, Christian and I.
What?
You're
for
4
not
years-
significantly.
You're 4 years older than us.
Well, don't make me feel like I'm a grandpa.
You are a grandpa.
He's not even born in the same generation as us.
No,
Am I not?
Yeah, you're a
Is that a
millennial.
different-
We're different, I think.
we're different. We're like in between. No, yeah, so Oscar's been through a lot more than us, and he has a few stories he would apparently like to tell. I don't know how much you want to tell, but he wants to tell some stories on a future podcasts.
Mum, please do not listen.
No, yeah, all of our mums, please don't listen.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So just let everyone know that Oscar will be back. All three of us will be back because Christian and I will have to ask these questions, and eventually Oscar will do a podcast about his interesting stories.
Back next time on
Back next
Cinema
time.
One
It's the
Late
Cinnamon.
Nights.
Cinnamon1.
Cinema1one
The
Late
Cinema1
Nights.
Podcast.
After dark.
Oh no.
Anyway, so we have some filmmaking news. The main one at the moment, Phase 4 of Marvel just came out.
I know, I saw that.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think I know enough. I've just briefly skimmed through it, but it looks pretty good.
Mm.
I mean, I'm surprised they're gonna I thought that it would die down after.
Yeah, we all thought that too, but
Yeah,
they've got
but
plans.
They have plans, and they seem to be going with it. I'm super excited for the new Thor movie.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi's
Taika
back. We got
Waititi's
Natalie
great.
Portman
What is it?
surprisingly
What is it?
back.
Yeah,
Love
I
and
was-
Thunder.
Yeah,
Love and Thunder, which is
So
kind of
cool.
I'm
Yeah, Love and
hoping that
Thunder.
they bring
I like the logo too. Is that interesting almost?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't call it the Asgardians of the Galaxy. That'd be
So
awesome.
good.
Isn't that's a comic as well? Isn't it? As Guardians of the Galaxy? I think it's a new comic.
Sort
Or
of.
something.
See, there was a past run of the Guardians of the Galaxy by I don't know who the main writer was, but they had Thor and Iron Man come on. It wasn't Asgardians, but they had characters from the Asgardian realm sort of thing. So they definitely do a lot of tie-ins. 'Cause
Okay.
the Asgardians are. The reason I love Marvel comics so much, and the reason why I love Marvel comics more than I like DC comics,
I was gonna say, yeah.
is that DC sort of really holds on to this superheroes in a modern world sort of genre,
Yeah.
and it I mean it's great, it's fine, but their characters get pretty boring, right?
Yeah. I got a whole stash down here, by the
Holy
way.
shit.
Keep going.
But
I just
Marvel-
everyone's listening to it. I just bring out like a shit ton of lollies. So
I'll just
I dropped my ring somewhere.
how's she looking? I forgot she was on, by the way. I was just like, hi. We have a video.
No, I
By
need
the
to-
way,
We need to make sure it's in focus. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm really embarrassed.
by the way, we are doing a test run of a video podcast.
Dude,
So
now with color video, not
now
only
with
just
color video,
it's
yeah.
colour
No, I
as
just
well.
put it black and white in
It's
post.
like-
Christian's bringing over his what camera is it?
Brought.
It's an Ursa-Mini 4.6K.
So this thing is an absolute beast of a camera. Expensive. Not going to say how much it is,
Mate,
but
I've shot 3 short films on it so far. It's great.
weird flex, but okay. Anyway, we'll bring this camera out and we're gonna give it a shot, see if it works, see if I can put it up onto
The
YouTube and
reason
give
we're
it a
using
shot.
this camera is because it can record infinitely.
Yeah, it can
That's
record
the
infinitely.
only
I would
reason.
use my Canon 70D, but it only records for 30
Yeah.
minutes, and then has to like cool down the sensor and then record again. So yeah. No, where were you, Oscar?
Yeah, thank you.
I was
So-
sponsored.
So I love
ASMR. Anyway, yeah.
that's just sonically horrible. So I love Marvel Comics because they play with genre a lot. And they play with superheroes not just in the genre themselves, but around genre. So they have, a lot of the time, the Asgardians have, fantastical genre. And Thor works his story in around the fantasy genre. But then there are other stories like the God Killer series, where it's a bit more sci-fi. And then there's the Guardians of the Galaxy, which are strongly rooted in sci-fi.
Yeah.
But when they bring in certain characters, it becomes more of a fantasy trope. Sometimes it becomes a bit of a rom-com. They play with this genre. Like Hawkeye, there's been a recent run of Hawkeye comics, which they're basing the Phase 4 Hawkeye movie around.
Right.
They even have the
I was
same...
confused. Like, why would you do a Hawkeye film? But
They even have the same logo
Yeah.
of the comics. They have this, really
Wait, it wasn't a TV
stylized...
show, is it?
Yeah.
I thought Hawkeye was a TV show.
is it?
Is it a movie or a TV
No,
show?
I think it's a movie.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's a
wow.
movie.
Yeah.
So this comic was sort of like a neo-noir sort of not detective, but it had this sort of aesthetic of a neo-noir sort of story,
Really cool.
And it was a bit darker than usual, but it still had this light-hearted sort of idea. And I'm really excited to see how the movie plays off that.
Yeah.
So if they could have this next, for me, I was getting pretty sick of the superhero thing. After Endgame, I was like, it's been so long.
Yeah, like I'll
See-
definitely dial down my
Yeah.
fanboying of the superhero genre.
But this is
will-
what I want to see.
I don't think
them
it will
do.
die out, but it'll just be
It-
too
it-
much.
Yeah.
It's,
It has to evolve. This is
Yeah.
what I want to see in Phase 4.
It totally has to evolve. Yeah, you're
I
right.
think because they say it's all about beginnings. There's no Avengers film. There's no.
Wait,
Yeah,
the
it's just
thing-
this whole new beginning of
What
it all.
happened with the the MCU, I guess, is they made a formula that works so well. They just kept making it, and like it was
worked well, but it can get
it
very
worked well.
repetitive.
Exactly.
23 films in.
After towards like the end of it now, it's like we're starting to notice it. And I'm not saying Endgame was a bad film. I really.
Oh no, yeah, Endgame was great.
it,
Yeah. But then we get Far From Home. When
Yeah.
I think you and me were
Yeah.
pretty average about it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Like it was alright. A
See,
lot of people
that-
liked it, but as filmmakers, you're like, it could have done a bit better.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Captain Marvel and Spider-Man, I think,
Yeah.
fall in that annoying spot where we're all pretty tired of the same formula. So we don't want to see those movies, but we want to see Endgame because it wraps up the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
I
There's
only
fillers.
saw that because it wrapped up everything else. Everything
That's-
else was just
That's kind of
For me, though, Captain Marvel did do that, but the film that did more than Captain Marvel was Ant-Man the Wasp. I was not a fan with that at all.
Yeah.
Like, friends go, I liked it. I said, nah, not a fan at all.
I really like Paul Rudd.
I do like
the
Paul
only
Rudd
reason
too.
I went.
Yeah,
I
Ant-Man was
love
great.
Paul Rudd.
Ant-Man the Wasp, not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
Um,
really want to see how they play with the genre
yeah.
and play with the superheroes around certain genres.
They also have a lot like some pretty strong directors come into it, like Taika.
Yeah, you got still with Taika coming
So
back.
we just
At
have
least he
Taika.
knows what he's doing. He's done
Yeah.
Thor 3.
Well, I think he well not single handedly because obviously he had, but like as a creative vision, he kind of brought back the Thor because Thor was not exactly.
boring.
It was boring. And
It was
like,
boring.
It's just
It was-
it's such a good film. Thor Ragnarok's probably my favorite Marvel film.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
So
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite after the first Guardians of the Galaxy film.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I love the first
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, number 2 is definitely not as strong.
That's
No,
also
no,
that's
no,
like I
definitely
think
not.
that was the turning point for Marvel to go, hey, like they
James
went
Gunn,
from-
you're doing
Yeah.
something right here.
No, but
Yeah.
it was like the first like I guess proper like because before that they weren't really comedies like they weren't
That was definitely the bravest film.
yeah I would say so.
Yeah.
Definitely the bravest
yeah
film.
and I
Yeah,
like it.
with
That's really
Thor, yeah. Iron Man started, of course. Captain
Yeah.
America. The Captain America one's fine. I liked it, but it doesn't beat Winter Soldier and Civil War. Like,
yeah
those
those
two
ones
just topped it.
are really good.
Well, that's another one. That's another one of these things coming back to genre. You know,
Yeah,
where they have these big, bold, sort of brave Guardians of the Galaxy films.
yeah,
They like that could have made or break $1 billion franchise.
Yeah.
But then they have these Iron Man films which are gonna make bank. They're gonna be interesting because they've got a more grounded approach. But at the same time, if they hadn't been as good as they were, they could have been boring to the point where they alienate audiences.
Yeah.
That would be
That's
horrible.
that's the thing. Now that Marvel has a lot of money and they've got a huge fan base, it's like I think now they need to start taking risks
Yeah.
like they did before.
Yeah.
Because like
yeah.
like
Now
the
multiverse
MCU
stuff is coming into it,
yeah.
and that's a big risk, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
With
And also
Doctor
more-
Strange and all.
and
Well,
Doctor
they-
Strange
they
now,
said they're
number
making-
2.
I heard somewhere there's an animated film in the MCU.
Yeah.
like-
What film was it?
Is it not the
Can't
Spider-Man
Can't
one?
remember. No. I have to look up the films that were announced, but there was one. It was the first animated Marvel film.
Mm.
A part of the MCU. They said that Blade isn't a part of the MCU, but still Marvel
Right.
based.
Because
It
I
was
don't,
weird.
I don't know many of the comics
Um,
that actually involve the character Blade. It's all Blade.
Yeah.
I
Other than that, what else was there? Oh, explain to me what was the 10 Rings one? What's that?
Oh,
so that's the real Mandarin.
the
yeah,
real
that's the
Mandarin.
real
I know it's the
Mandarin.
Mandarin and the 10 Rings with Iron
so
Man.
did
and
you ever
everything.
watch? Did you ever watch the Iron Man show? Invincible. Was it Invincible? Invincible Iron Man.
I think you know what you're talking about. The
Oh, no, it was
animated?
Iron Man Armored Adventures. It
Yeah,
was
that's, I
animated.
love that one.
It was like
yeah.
this 3D animated sort of.
I
Iron
remember
Man.
that. It was so the
good.
intro is fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah. But this whole thing is that the Mandarin is this like old power thing, and each ring gives him a different power. And when he collects 10 rings, he will be pretty much unstoppable. And it's this whole thing of this old magic fantasy, which Iron Man, this new technology, has to defeat.
Yeah.
And but you know what? I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see if they bring Ben Kingsley back in a big twist. Like,
Yeah.
he was the fake Mandarin, but he's actually the real Mandarin. I don't know. I just really like Ben
I know.
Kingsley.
Like, I liked Iron Man 3 more than Iron Man 2, but my
Yeah.
mate who read the comics
That's 'cause it's
hates number 3
A lot
because
of
the
people
Mandarin wasn't
really
real.
don't like Iron Man 3. Like
Mm.
a lot of, I don't mind it. The only
don't
thing
mind
I have a
it.
problem with is that he's in this suit that doesn't like die. Like it's like a it's a,
Yeah.
and that way there's no risk in it. And I think I read it.
That was the same thing with Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home if you haven't seen it. Oscar, do you care?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. You know about Mysterio? You would have read
Yeah,
the comics.
yeah,
Do you know his powers? His
I-
whole
I see. Okay, so I don't know if this has changed in the MCU.
yeah
From the ads, he's some alien guy.
yeah.
In the comics, he's just a sort of charlatan that makes illusions in order to rob banks and do these crimes.
Pretty much. That's it there.
Got it.
So when halfway through the film, almost halfway exactly, he helps Peter. Peter helps him do stuff and defeat the Eternals, but then he realizes that
He defeats the Eternals?
No,
Are they
not
actual
Eternals. Sorry,
Eternals?
sorry, Elementals.
Oh my
I was going to
God.
say I said it wrong. Elementals.
Spoiler.
And then halfway through it, you realize that it was just all a hologram kind of thing.
Yeah.
What happens is you have the big final third act battle that we all seen, but it was just Spider-Man versus a bunch of robots that Tony Stark's made in the past, in which these guys had just enveloped to make their own
All right.
kind of thing. And the whole final battle was just Spider-Man versus 200 robots, with Mysterio just controlling it.
Called the film.
Yeah.
Spider-Man versus 200 robots.
Yeah, that's it. And I'm like, there's no real stake to this kind of. That's why I just didn't get two shits about it.
That is probably the first rule of filmmaking is stakes, right? Like the higher the stakes, the
Exactly, kind of thing.
That's
And I couldn't give two shits because none of it was real except for these robots.
Yeah.
Especially because it's like they have this film follow the whole stakes of the universe, right?
Yeah.
So they have to defeat Thanos and bring everyone back to life.
Yeah.
And then they can't up the stakes from there.
No.
No, they can't.
They have to ground it.
I think that's why, because I really wish they just wrapped it with
Endgame.
I don't know why they did. It's so confusing that
No,
they
Money.
Well,
That's
yeah,
it.
exactly. Because
Since Iron Man to Endgame, I think Disney got $18 billion from Marvel.
I did read a thing that Disney bought Marvel and bought the MCU just after Iron Man came out.
Yeah.
And they bought it for like 14 million. And then since then they've made like 4 billion.
Yeah.
They've made a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
They've
I
done- did well,
don't
but-
know that much about that deal. I don't know if Disney actually bought Marvel Comics or just the MCU. Do you know anything about
Yeah,
that?
that's the, I don't know either.
I think
The
they
entirety
bought
of
the
Marvel?
company
Right.
But then again, I think Marvel Comics and Marvel the MCU are like two, like Marvel Studios. Marvel
Yeah, I think it's more the MCU. I think it's more the films of
Yeah.
Marvel.
Well, that is obviously what's making them the most money.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But
Although-
then I guess if they wanted to keep the character, no, they must have bought the the Marvel because to use the existing characters, they would have had to.
No, not necessarily, because Sony has the rights to Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
although
still,
they have an
yeah.
agreement with Marvel. They have the rights to Fantastic Four, and I'm so excited for
Do
the
they?
Fantastic Four movie.
Sony.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvel. Sony did as well.
No, Sony did.
Fox did.
Fox.
That's it.
That's right,
Yeah,
Fox.
I was going to say, Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fox doesn't have to create Fantastic Four comic characters. They just have
Yeah.
to keep creating films every year or so.
Exactly.
It's the same with the X-Men. So Marvel can still create comics.
Didn't they say that they're
Just about the
bringing the
MCU.
mutants into the MCU?
They also
They-
said they're bringing Fantastic Four.
They're bringing
into the
Fantastic Four, and Kevin Feige announced and confirmed it, but they said they'll do it very differently to what Fox have done it to.
Which is,
thank
which is
God.
good.
Keen.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Very keen. Yeah.
That last Fan Four stick film with. Oh my god!
Don't.
Is this the last Fantastic
Oh,
Four?
yeah.
Oh
movie?
god.
The
No.
the
Good
first
actors, but like that's really it.
The first one with
That
Jessica Alba.
That film is almost probably an hour and a half of exposition,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah, I've heard.
15 minutes of execution. Like that is it.
they don't need this much time to give us. Like you could have you could have 12 more Spider-Man films, and you wouldn't
Yeah.
need a goddamn backstory in every single one of them. You don't need an
No.
origin story anymore. Same with Fantastic Four. Even most people understand Fantastic Four. You know, there were 4 people, got space powers,
Yeah.
and now one
Scientists.
can stretch. One's a rock. One's invisible. One's got fire. Easy peasy.
That's
Yeah.
what I loved about Spider-Man. Into the Spider-Verse, they just made it such a minute. It's like, yeah, you know the deal. It's happened a million times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But they showed it.
The
on
writers,
5 times.
Phil Lloyd, Chris Miller,
They're the ones that did.
genius guys. They are. They
They
did
did the
20,
Lego
21,
movie.
22 Jump
That
Street,
would've been
Spider-Man to the
That's what it
Spider-Verse,
Lego Movie, right?
Lego Movie 1 and 2. Like these
Yeah.
guys know what they're doing, and
They're
they're
so
just
good.
yeah. Anyway, I think there's a lot of MCU talk we just did. I'm going to change it up now to original films, the stuff we like. Christopher Nolan's next film, Tenet, is in production at the moment.
Yeah.
And I know I talked to you about it. I don't think I told you.
Yeah.
But it's said to be one of the most expensive original films ever at $225 million USD.
I still don't know what it's about. I
No one
Same. No one does.
yeah, right.
That's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
No one. We don't know what it is.
But this is my thing about Nolan films is that Nolan is probably one of the best creative blockbuster filmmakers at the moment.
Yeah.
He's one of the only directors that produces original films
Big.
at a blockbuster level. But at the same time, I've rewatched Interstellar maybe 4 or 5 times. Right?
Yeah.
For me,
Probably strongest,
it's an incredibly visual film, amazing film. But the more you watch it, the more the story just sort of falls away and it becomes more of a spectacle, more of a visual piece than a story
style
piece.
over substance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm worried about Tenet, is that it will become a
Style
stylized
over
piece
substance.
over substance.
Well, we've seen that progression over, like, I guess it's like with Interstellar and then Dunkirk.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I love Dunkirk. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the. I don't know. I just didn't feel attached to the characters.
Oh, no, you definitely don't.
By design, though, I think that's
Yeah, exactly. That was his point. He
Yeah.
said if you know too much about the characters, it kind of just falls away from the
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
Is you have to choose between war or character, and he chose
Yeah.
war,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
But then that makes war a character in itself.
yeah, exactly.
When I saw that with my dad and my best mate, and we watched it in IMAX.
Oh, dude.
And
I want to go to IMAX.
It was fucking amazing. It was
It would
incredible,
be.
right? I came out of it thinking, wow, he's really fucked it up. It went from night to day. Like the camera must have been on a weird setting. I was like, this is really stupid. And then
the
it
IMAX,
clicks.
the
the
IMAX
day later, 1 day later, 24 hours, I was
Yeah.
just like, holy fuck. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god.
When I went to the night scene when in the water, I was like, what?
I just didn't even think about
I got that
Because at the
anyway.
start, it goes like
Yeah.
1 hour, 1 day, 1 week kind
It's
of
so
thing,
cool.
and it's just
Yeah.
any old filmmaker would just go, I will make these 3 scenes play over at the same time, yada yada yada. But what Nolan did was put it into hours, day and week perspective, which just made it so much more interesting.
So I came into it thinking about that style over substance sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So I was angry about it afterwards. And then I
you
sort of
see the
realized,
substance.
I was like, shit, Nolan's actually
He's doing he knows his shit.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But you've got to go back to, oh my god, Memento, right?
Yeah.
So he plays with time in film.
yeah,
so often.
substance.
Yeah, it's like his thing.
Yeah, that's his thing.
That's his thing.
And that's incredible.
Every film I think is time almost based around time. Dunkirk,
Inception,
time.
Interstellar,
time.
Memento.
Inception, time.
Dunkirk,
time.
What was that other one?
May not Prestige.
No,
Does it?
Prestige does deal with time. Yeah, it
Sort of.
always deals with physical space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing, Insomnia. Have you seen that?
No.
Good film. It's just very that's what I can see Insomnia being similar to Tenet, because all we know about Tenet is like some sort of espionage thing
Is
around
that the one? Is
countries.
Insomnia with
Al Pacino,
Yeah,
Robin Williams.
yes, Robin
Yeah.
Williams, and they're in Alaska.
It was exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very like grounded story just about the murder of a girl, and then Al Pacino, the detective, is trying to figure out who killed her. It's just a basic story, but what makes it so interesting is the dynamic between the good, the villain, and the protagonist and the antagonist.
Yeah.
They meet each other along the film, kind of like Heat. Have you seen Heat as well
Yeah, I've
by
seen
Michael
Heat,
Mann? They have that conflict, but you don't like. It's more of a psychological battle than a physical one kind of thing. And also more stuff happens in the film, I won't say, that challenges Al Pacino's character, which is just riveting. And it's to me, Christopher Nolan hasn't made a bad film in my opinion. Maybe it's Interstellar, sort of, and
yeah.
Following is his first
really
film.
liked Interstellar.
I talk about Interstellar a lot. I love the film.
Yeah.
But it does have its flaws.
Oh yeah,
I won't say he's made a bad film. I will say he's made mistakes.
yeah.
Oh no, of course, and I
Definitely.
know. I think
Dark Knight Rises, great film, but very bloated. I like to say there's a lot going on in that film.
I think that's also the thing with Nolan as a director. Right? Do you think he goes through? I think I was listening to a Rocket Jump podcast. It's like a YouTube podcast. It's like, do you think Christopher Nolan thinks like, oh yeah, this is really good. Like I'm happy with this film. Like he obviously any creative person is like they constantly
To
hammering
them,
around.
I believe he's meticulous. I think he would go over every inch of that film. And
Oh,
just
totally, yeah.
Same with
Yeah.
Inception.
Gotta be one of those
Just when it comes to Inception, when it comes to like just holding something or placing something down, or what they say or how they say it.
I mean,
meticulous.
after I was making my first proper short film.
Yeah.
It's like a baby. You've got to it's so hard to let it go into the world and and get inevitably people are either gonna love it or hate it. It's such a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah.
But the person nobody talks about is his brother.
Jonathan
Yes.
Nolan,
Yeah.
Westworld motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many of the things that Chris
As I said when I
Christopher
started watching
makes.
Westworld, I go, Mum, this guy is brother of
You
Christopher
know,
Nolan. And she just gave me two shits, of course.
I believe he wrote Memento.
He did.
Jonathan
They made it at the same
Nolan,
time.
Yeah.
Jonathan Nolan writes. See, I've looked into a bit of him. I don't know as
Yeah.
much as I know about Christopher Nolan,
No.
but he writes and he makes his short stories, and a lot of the films Christopher writes, or films, both, actually,
Yeah.
are based on Jonathan Nolan.
Jonathan's, yeah.
So they
and they
work
also write
together in
screenplays together as well. I think
Yeah.
they did it for The Dark Knight and
Yeah.
Rises as well. They worked together a lot.
But it'd be interesting to have a sort of focus on Jonathan to see, is he the kind of guy that just doesn't want to be in the limelight? He
I don't
doesn't
know.
want to get the recognition that he probably deserves.
Yeah, well,
It's just the
Maybe, but
credit.
he's more he's in Westworld at the moment. He's doing really good,
Yeah,
really
true.
well with
Westworld
his
is
show. Yeah, he definitely doesn't get enough recognition through Chris's films.
Yeah.
but
yeah,
I think
totally.
he is getting his recognition through his TV show Westworld.
yeah. I also think that I don't know, like sometimes it's kind of like with that kind of thing where you don't get the credit. It's still rewarding to see your work.
Oh, for sure.
Like that's
Yeah,
like, I
exactly.
think if you look at anyone who works in film, like the person who gets the most credit, the actors and the director, and
Yeah, well, that's-
sometimes it's
Yeah.
DP. Like everyone
much.
else goes.
Well, that's
like,
the thing is that
name one
Jonathan-
famous sound up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
But Jonathan Nolan could be famous. He could be. They could be like on the line of I'm trying to think, like the Duffer Brothers or like the Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
They could be the brothers.
The Russo brothers.
Yes.
The Russo brothers. Exact, so many brothers. But
The Nolan brothers.
maybe he just doesn't want to be,
Yeah.
Maybe not.
and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Respect that.
Respect
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot to like if you making like your brother's like taking like so much. Like he's like brilliant. He's considered a great filmmaker, and it'd be interesting to see what he thinks of that.
It takes a lot of pride to let someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Talking about the Duffer brothers, Stranger Things season 3.
Dude.
So
Have
good.
you both seen it as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we've all seen it. Spoilers for Stranger Things season 3.
Yeah.
You gotta do a thing at the start. Spoilers for this.
Yeah, I know. I have to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Thoughts? Do you think it was better than season 2? I believe it was.
I'm
Yes.
having trouble remembering season 2, but yes, definitely.
Yeah, I don't remember as much of season 2.
They went
either.
with a much darker tone.
I like that. It was
Yeah,
very
it was very good.
Yeah, very
Um,
Stephen King.
I even watched when I watched it. I just being us, dissected it and watching it's like slow. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 are very
Yeah.
slow.
But that's the same with every season, don't you
Yeah,
think?
well, yes, but this is different because season 3, they're doing season 3. They've had 2 whole seasons to set up these characters. The reason why I kept on watching was because of these characters.
But they all go through a bit of growth every season.
They do,
anyway.
yeah. Now they go through
Especially
different
Elle,
growth.
Especially
Yeah.
Elle.
Yeah,
That's
Millie Bobby
I think
Brown.
That's,
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's an incredible actor, by the way.
She's very good.
Yeah.
She's in Eternals, by the way.
Is she?
She got announced, yeah.
So
Really?
excited.
Yeah, she's in Eternals.
Who does she play?
I had no idea,
There
but
is
she's
a-
also joined by Richard Madden, I believe.
I
Like,
will
yes.
say, I've got the Eternal comics on my laptop, actually.
Yeah.
In the Eternal comics, there's the whole series is based around. Should I go into the Eternal comics? Should we dive back into the MCU for a minute?
Give me a second.
We
Finish
should
off
go
season
straight
3
to
is
season three.
season
Go,
3
go,
is
go.
Stranger Things. Yeah, like episode 1, 2, and 3 I found slow, but like as a good slow. I was like, it's taking some time to get ready. Then episode 4 to 8 is perfect. I loved
I
it.
really enjoyed episode 1. Like episode 1, I think all
Yeah.
of them. It just does such a good job setting up the characters. And
Yeah.
because it's been, I think, what was it, 2 years? Has it been 2 years? Since
I think so.
It was
think
the last
so.
2017. Yeah. So
Took me a
it's-
while to I couldn't remember season 1 and 2,
Yeah,
so I did a
exactly, 'cause
recap
it's
I
so
did.
long ago, yeah. But
No, yeah, now everyone's much older. I wonder how they
Yeah.
do a season 4.
Yeah.
You see that
Yeah.
post-credit scene as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I don't understand why those kids would ever feel comfortable going outside.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Those Nancy and what's his face?
Yeah,
They're driving
Jonathan.
through the middle.
Jonathan,
Jonathan. They're driving through the middle of the night to meet this granny who has a crazy rat
That's
in their
right.
basement.
Yeah.
Right. And they're thinking, oh, we're just gonna check on this granny to see how she is. They go down to the fucking basement, and she's eating bleach in the sink. At what point does Jonathan tap Nancy on the shoulder, be like, "Bitch, we gotta fucking leave"?
Let's get out.
They're skedaddle because
Wait,
this is
even
crazy.
before that, when the rat was hitting the cage and everything,
I
I'll be
would've
like,
ran.
I would just taking photos. No, I would have ran a fucking away.
Yeah,
because I don't want to deal with a rat that's doing that.
It's like the things they've experienced. They've experienced a thing that it just comes out of nowhere with
Yeah.
a huge mouth.
Yeah,
and
like-
teleports people.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like another dimension where there's hell beasts.
Even the part in the
Which they
hospital
have
when
been
the
to.
part of the
Yeah.
hospital when they beat up the two guys and then they just slowly merge like in between them
Yeah.
to create this monster. I'm
Right.
like, I would have just ran away.
I am watching this.
If I ever saw flickering lights, I would just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out of there.
And the woman on the
you're
fucking
brave.
phone, like 2 at a time. I'm like, bitch, we're
Bitch.
fucking dying.
Fucking hell.
No,
Oh, also,
that's me nitpicker, but yeah.
they're running around in that what do you call it in the ward, but they
Yeah.
don't try any of the doors that clearly have a fucking exit sign. But then when they finally do,
Nah.
there's blockages.
Dude, we've turned
That's
to
crazy.
Simpsons.
Yeah, we're just
Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
This is
Still,
Simpsons.
Let's dial it back a bit.
still loved it.
Loved it as
Yeah.
well, kind of thing.
Never ending story.
When I first heard, like, how do I explain this? When I heard that scene, I was just like, this is so cringe,
Yeah.
but so
Yeah,
funny because everyone's hearing it on the radios.
Yeah.
And then Hopper when he just like looking
Yeah.
off the camera, it's just fuck. I lost it. I
And
did.
then they nail it at the end. The punchline at the end where Max and the other
Yeah, that was good.
Also, they've made Steve's character so good.
Steve's my favorite
So,
character.
like, yeah,
He's my
like,
favorite
Steve-
character.
Steven does it.
That's a very, very good
He's such a
dynamic.
good
Oh yeah,
character.
he's back.
Henderson!
He's back.
It's like,
That was good though.
Oh man.
I also-
Although, if I could nitpick, I could say something I didn't really like at all.
Yeah.
Some people loved her, some people hated her, but the chick that joins Steve,
Robin.
no, not Robin, no, the other girl, the young girl,
Oh,
Erica, yeah.
Is that her name?
I
Yeah.
found her a bit annoying at times. In my
I did
opinion,
too.
I found her quite a bit annoying.
But
But there was also other points when she just bounced off the adults.
Yeah.
I found it pretty funny.
She was just like little know-it-all. And what's her brother's name?
Oh, that guy, yeah.
There are like fucking 8. So many
Yeah,
people.
there's so many characters.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I found it annoying that they were brother and sister.
Lucas,
Lucas,
yeah.
right?
That's it.
So they were brother and sister, and you
Mm.
got that
I
at the
think that's
start.
yeah.
And she's like ripping into Lucas, like, "Oh, my brother did this, yada yada yada."
Yeah.
But they don't sound alike at all.
No.
It sounded like
One's
she-
annoying and one's mature.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't even that. It was the accent, you know.
Yeah.
She has like, "What are y'all talking about?" sort of thing.
Mm.
And then he was just sounded exactly like everybody else.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true.
She like I don't know if that was her character choice. I know she's young, so maybe she doesn't really know what that means.
Maybe. But
Maybe she put that on, or maybe they told her to put that on. They just didn't seem related to me.
No.
It did seem. Like, I think it was done as a comedic thing. I think.
definitely,
Sure it
yeah,
was.
it definitely was. But in my opinion, it was a bit more of annoying than comedic. But
So
it
I
did
want
work
to
at
talk about
times.
the Eternals.
And then season 3 ends pretty well as well.
What did
Yeah,
you
it was
think?
pretty
Then?
good.
What's your theories in the ending?
On the ending,
Yeah.
when they leave the town, or like.
No, the ending.
Oh, the ending, that one. Yeah, everyone, like, I reckon Hopper will be alive.
Yeah,
they
there's
can't
no-
just kill him. He's
there's
like one of
no
the
way
favorites.
he's
He
gonna-
is.
This
This is on video, by the way. They can't kill off Hopper because he's a very good character. I think I threw it at me. Fuck.
What do you mean they can't kill off Hopper?
Because he's like,
They already did.
but
No,
he's a
did
good
you not see the
character.
ending? Did you not see the one of the Russians?
Yeah, but he's not in Russia. You don't know that. They just say the
But
But
Americans.
the thing
did
is,
anyway.
that when he was trapped on one side of that beam.
So
kind
you
of thing.
think that?
I mean, only that one side of the beam got blown up, except for his side. I don't know.
Knowing the Duffer Brothers, I'm sure they'll like lead us somewhere and they'll completely flip it. But I don't think Hopper's.
Yeah. And I'm also glad they didn't mention anything about season 2, episode 7, when 11 goes to New
Yeah.
York. Thank God they didn't mention any of
they've
that.
just gone with it. It's like, yeah, no, we messed up.
Yeah, we messed up. Let's just
And
like
I'll be honest, I really in that
re-edit season 2, so don't have that in
in
there.
season 2 though, because like they had at the very start with the number 8 on it, like, or whatever it was like you saw the
Yeah, like
it was,
wiped a
when they
nose.
realized it, like I was like, no, like the
Yeah,
twist, I was
sick,
like,
there's more.
"Whoa," and it just completely got let down.
Yeah, like there's
Am I
more
the
than
only
11.
one that
Whoa.
Didn't hate that.
I didn't mind it.
I thought if they had
I
have
didn't
played
really
it
like
better, they could have done something greater with it.
Yeah.
Sequel
Totally, yeah.
opportunity, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Spin-off.
Spin-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
Stranger
it didn't
Things
go anywhere,
was
and
spin-off.
that's the disappointment.
the only thing they're doing, I think they just added too many characters that no one gave a crap about. That's
Yeah, and in one episode as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think what's her name? 8. I know what was her character number.
Number 8.
Yeah,
8, can't remember her name.
she was a pretty cool character. Like she was relatively likable.
Mm.
Everyone else,
I did like how they're trying to teach 11 how to use her powers better.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was cool, but
I saw
Stem
so
itself.
many, and then like at the end of season 3, they, like, hint that she's lost them or something. I saw so many,
Yeah.
and I saw so many interviews
Oh, that's
behind
right.
the scenes
I forgot about that.
of this number 8 girl, and she's in so many different interviews, but she's only in one episode. Was she in 2 episodes?
Oh, really?
I think she's in one episode.
Yeah.
And everyone is like unanimous. This is a shit episode. Why is this in it? It doesn't conform to everything else. But she's still such a marketable actor.
Yeah.
But when I saw that leading into season 3, I thought maybe they'll bring this character back. Maybe they'll hint to a spin-off series.
Nope.
Nothing. Nothing.
I don't think it was a bad episode. Did the Duffer Brothers direct that episode, or was it someone else?
No idea.
I think
No
the
idea.
problem
Research,
that a lot of
but-
people have is it kind of doesn't fit.
It wouldn't have been. Would it have been a second unit that just?
Probably.
Well, no, 'cause how they usually do it is the Duffer Brothers directs episodes 1 and 2, and then the last 2 episodes, and they get who's the other guy, the other director? Because there's 3.
It's a Russian name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can't remember. I can't just.
And then they get a guest director as well. So they've got like a couple directors on it.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I'd fucking
our,
love
our,
that.
our guest directors is the Russo brothers.
Yeah. And then the next is the Coen brothers.
Yeah. And Nolan
The
brothers.
Nolan brothers.
And it's just doing around time.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The McElroy
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah.
McElroy brothers.
Eternals.
Okay. God. Oh my God. Thank God.
Thank you for listening to the Cinema1one Podcast.
No! All right, part 2. We talk about the Eternals, and it starts now.
Okay.
So the Eternals basically was this Marvel series, a little offshoot, pretty good, really good. Like it was, I think it was like a 6. Oh, it was a really good series. I think it was like a 6-part issue.
Yeah.
And it was basically around this whole thing where I forget what they're called, but there are these like eternal divine beings, these gods, and Galactus is one of them. Do you know Galactus?
Oh yeah.
So Galactus is the planet eater, and
That's
they're
it.
yeah they're these.
Then it was
huge...
Fantastic Four #2.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah, that movie, shit movie. But
Yeah.
there are these like they're these beings that are these like giant eternal. They have these cosmic powers, and back eons ago, they came to Earth when.
You're not too far away. There you go.
Okay. They came to Earth in a period where our evolution was sort of. Are you good?
There you go. It wasn't really facing you, but there you go.
They came to Earth when in a time when our evolution was sort of teetering the edge, right?
Yeah.
So these cosmic beings came down, and they separated these Neanderthals into 2 separate entities. So they created these Eternals. They made about 100 of them. And they're these superpowered beings who are immortal, eternal, and they all have these, different powers. And then there are the what are they called?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
that's
them,
good,
right,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And they have the ability to reproduce, and they do die. But every single one of these other creatures are a completely different being. They have completely different genetic makeup. They're not related in any way. They're like a roll of the evolutionary dice, right?
Okay.
So these creatures end up breeding like crazy and taking over the world, but then the Eternals shut them down.
Okay.
And then the humans evolve out of this. So then there are the humans, there are the Eternals,
Right.
and there are the...
So is this pre-human or something?
Yeah, it's
pre-human beings?
This is pre-humans, but then the humans come back into it later. So
you're saying the Eternals could be... the movie Eternals is coming out could be prior to everything? Or during?
Oh.
That's what I don't know.
I've got this page open. So Eternals was actually first written by Neil Gaiman and John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
Love this series. So the whole story revolves during modern time around humans. And it's this thing where most of the Eternals have forgotten that they are Eternals. And they are existing as humans in the human world, in this human sort of shell. And it takes a traumatic experience or a death or whatever for them to remember that they are Eternals. And there's this whole... I think I saw that Kamal Nanjiani is rostered for the Eternals cast. So the main actor is this Indian guy here who has the power of super speed, right?
Oh, Angelina Jolie as well.
Angelina Jolie.
That'd be interesting.
Wow, really? Oh,
yeah, Richard Madden. Yeah, Kumail. None. How do you say his name?
None.
I don't. Big actors. That's what I could say.
Yeah.
Brian Tree Henry as well.
All right.
And there's no. Oh, that's interesting. No Millie Bobby Brown, but I'm pretty sure she was announced.
Okay. Anyway, I'm excited for this because it's not a super outrageous story like it goes outside of the Earth like it does with like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It doesn't have huge fantastical elements like Thor, but it has really big implications on the idea of evolution on Earth and the MCU and how, superpowers came to be, and it sort of creates a more divine superhero.
And do you think that's how they could make Phase 4 interesting now? If that makes sense. Like, we needed to make more fresh. Do you think that's how they would they could do it that way through the Eternals?
I don't think that necessarily. I think the only way they could make Phase 4 fresh is to move away from the structure that they've developed with the superheroes. I don't think it's going to be having the same structure but then introducing new different characters.
No.
I think the Eternals would be a really good way to flesh out the MCU and to bring in older fans like myself. I have definitely sort of stopped caring as much about the MCU with the current lineup.
Yeah.
But with new characters like the Eternals coming in, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of them, and I want to see what they do with it. It's the same with Runaways. Runaways was one of my favorite comic series. It's about these kids who are all the kids of supervillains in Los Angeles, and they all inherit little powers. And they made a TV show out of it. And it was a pretty good TV show. Not excellent, but a good TV show. And that's the thing, is that I got excited about it because I was such a fan.
Yeah.
But it also felt like Marvel hadn't really invested as much as they should have.
Yeah, they hadn't really figured out what they were doing.
Exactly.
Until now.
So I want to see Marvel do the Eternals, bring the old fans in, have this sort of new and interesting factor, but also do it in a completely different method, a completely different way, completely different structure than they had before.
Yeah.
If it was a Bollywood film, fuck, that'd be incredible. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a Marvel film as a Bollywood?
What if they all shared like the same universe? It'd be sick.
You're almost saying trying to like...
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, of course.
Saying like changing up the genre in a way.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
A comedy romance.
Yeah, rom-com with superheroes.
Yeah, done.
Can you imagine? That'd be incredible.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah. And fucking Amazon is releasing a new series called The Boys.
That one.
Yeah.
With fucking he was in Thor as well. Thor Ragnarok.
And there was the guy that also played Judge Dredd. Anyway, so I think that's really good because it's coming out at a time where, like me, everyone's over this whole...
Carl Urban, that's it.
Yeah. MCU zeitgeist. And it's a TV show about these people sort of killing superheroes because they've gone out of line.
Mm.
That's a really good time to bring that in.
Yeah, that's really
good time.
Yeah, so not just flip the superhero stuff on its head.
Yeah.
Pretty much what...
But not just flip it on its head. I mean, parody it.
Parody it and...
Take advantage of it.
Take it from a different perspective of
exactly.
people who maybe don't like it or people who love it, or I don't know. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So that was your... And Eternals is done.
That's my whole spiel. I'm excited for Marvel, but I want them to be different.
Yeah.
Different, but still good. Maybe different in their own way, but I don't know. Be tricky.
Yeah.
Anything else? That's really most of what I had on the notes.
DC is dead. Don't watch DC.
Wonder Woman 2's coming out.
Aquaman was bullshit.
I mean, it's a good score.
It's a good score.
I was talking to you about that because we love the music. Do you listen to music and film at all at times? I just asked him, what is your most guilty pleasure soundtrack? I think from a film. I said Aquaman. Like,
really?
I love the soundtrack in that. It's really epic and just But Christian, I agree with him in this, was Transformers.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking good.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Arrival to Earth.
The one song that I always go back to that always makes me so happy is I think it's the Teriyaki Bros. Tokyo Drift.
I would play it, but Christy would probably kill me. Yeah, exactly. Sponsored by Road. Road Real.
Getting a phone call from my girlfriend right now.
Oh, what
Do
time
I pick
is
it up?
Do it.
It's 3:40.
And cut this out.
Do you need security? Not feeling safe at home? OzSpy Osborne Park is one of the leading security camera businesses in Perth. If you have to deal with dodgy neighbours, theft, dishonesty in the house, OzSpy is the place for you. They sell top quality 3 to 8 megapixel security cameras, hidden cameras, yes, like the ones from James Bond and Mission Impossible type stuff, night vision goggles, alarms, and audio recorders. All of these products are at the most affordable prices for anyone, anywhere. Run by the welcoming Gary, you will 100% get the best prices and quality from the best people. If you need any security for your homes, cars, apartments, offices, storage areas, and more, contact Gary at 9445-3430. Remember, if you need security, call Gary from OzSpy Osborne Park Security Solutions at 9445-3430.
Have you ever done the cinnamon challenge on podcast?
I've heard. Is this? Do you eat it? What do you do again?
You don't know the cinnamon challenge?
I've heard of it, but I can't remember what it is.
Have you done the cinnamon challenge?
Do you snort it? Is that cocaine or something?
No. You
Okay.
get, you
That's
basically
terrible.
get like a teaspoon of cinnamon, you put it in your mouth and you try and swallow it.
Oh,
Have you ever done
so
that?
no.
It's
like the Whitbeats
it's just
challenge or something, is it?
It's
Similar.
really hard to swallow.
It's-
Yeah, I've heard.
It's because it's so dry,
Yeah.
it's so hard, and you,
It's kind of
I've seen
like-
those memes.
It's like Weet-Bix, like trying to
Yeah, the Weet-Bix challenge.
yeah,
sort of
but
thing.
different because whatever reason, it makes you fucking projectile spit this because you have to just get it out of your mouth.
Dude, your microphone would be covered in cinnamon.
It'll be horrible.
Then it would be this.
Oh, the
It's
pop
smell
filter.
nice at
Pop
least.
filter would be perfect for this.
It'll be like a chai microphone, chai microphone,
Chai.
micro chai. I don't know.
Can I get a chai podcast, please?
Did you see the new Top Gun trailer?
I did.
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
No, it's just a teaser trailer. So it doesn't show
Yeah.
much. I saw it because I've been low-key quite keen for it. Tom Cruise, of course, is back at it again. But
Flying
the
jets around.
director he's worked with Tom like 4 times already. Oblivion. He has
Oblivion was good.
I thought it was alright. Yeah, Oblivion was good. Give me a second. Top Gun. Look this up on my phone. Top Gun Maverick. But Joseph Kosinski, he worked on Oblivion, Tron Legacy, and Only the Brave. I know Tron Legacy and Oblivion were fine films.
What's Only the Brave?
Only the Brave is based on a true story about firefighters in America that had to fight this blaze, and I think a few died or something in the process. But that was a very good film because it's got very, very good rating. So I'm quite keen for this guy to helm Top Gun 2 and possibly make it good.
Yeah, right.
And then just look at the cinematography of it as well. It looks pretty darn good.
We'll
It reminds me of Dunkirk, to how it's all in the
Yeah.
cockpit and everything.
We'll see.
I've just noticed the Get Out poster behind you. Is that not Swagger Souls?
Pretty much.
Just above the Get Out thing.
It's not identical,
It's so
but it's
similar.
very, very similar.
I don't remember that scene in the film.
I don't know if it was in it. I know there's like 1 or 2 scenes. Like this, remember in the trailer, there's one with a deer on
Yeah.
the wall that wasn't in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. So weird.
But I'm quite keen. And the other thing what got me interested, was written by Christopher McQuarrie.
Oh.
He's a very good screenwriter. He did Top Mission Impossible Fallout. So he's a very good guy. He works with Tom a lot. So I got quite keen. There you go. Those 3 and Spider-Man was meant to be there, like my 4 favorite films on the wall at the moment.
For everyone who can't see, there are posts on the wall.
Yeah,
Posters.
no one can see it, but there's posters
Can you see
everywhere.
in the mirror? There are posters on the wall.
There's posters on the wall.
There are posts on the wall.
Yeah, so that's that. Dunkirk's down there.
Great.
Anyway,
Anyway,
thank you for listening to the Cinema1one Podcast, guys. I'll do an outro after this, but catch you later. Oscar and Christian, thank you very much for coming
No.
on.
Please, thank you.
No, thank you. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening to the Cinema1one Podcast. This is 2 dudes and a man. We'll be back sometime eventually in the future. Catch ya.
Thanks for listening to Cinema1one Podcast.
That's it, Cinema1.
Cinema1.
The Cinema1 Podcast. Woo, she's done.
Cut.